The 2019 Kia Optima features some fresh new tech, so let's dive in and take a look. Kia has simplified the tech offering for the Optima. Now there are 3 distinct levels of tech, each of which uses this 8-inch touchscreen here. As you go up through the levels, you gain more functionality. The base one just makes do with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, while when you move up to the middle level, you get things like a 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot. And finally, on this SX trim, you have the top tier of infotainment system, which also includes embedded navigation. The majority of your navigation through the infotainment screen will be done with actually the row of physical buttons down here. You're allowed to access your radio, your media, your map, and the setup without having to dive through a bunch of menus, which cuts down on distraction a bit. When you first turn the car on, you'll be greeted with the home screen, which offers a quick glance at not only the navigation, but also your radio and quick access to Apple CarPlay and other functions. Now let's say you want to go from the home screen to the map. You want to blow it up a bit and have it cover up the whole screen. You can either hit the map button down here or just tap the map itself and boom, Bob's your uncle. And getting back to the home screen is just as easy as finding the home button on the top left of the screen. Now let's say you're not just going to look at the map and you're actually going to use it to go somewhere. You hit the nav button down here and it allows you to search by address or just a regular old online search in case you're not familiar with the full address or the full name of the place you're going. And in the event you have really no idea what you want to do and you just want to throw caution to the wind, you can search for things like gas stations or restaurants through the quick access buttons on the nav menu. Now let's talk about your music options. Hitting the radio button brings you to the radio, which allows both AM, FM, and Sirius XM, as well as HD radio. All of the banks of favorites are connected to the same list of favorites, so you can have an FM next to an SXM next to an AM, so you don't have to be swapping through menus just to listen to your favorite radio stations. Now, if for some reason you're either not a fan of Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, or you have a phone that's not compatible with that, you still can use your regular Bluetooth access through the infotainment system. You're allowed to look at your favorites and your call history, as well as pulling up an actual good old-fashioned keypad to just dial in the number. And that's about it for what you can get from the actual 8-inch infotainment screen on the center stack, so let's move over to the gauge cluster. Now, in addition to both the speedometer and tachometer, which are still physical gauges, you have a screen nestled right between the two that offers a full color look at all sorts of information. Navigating through the center screen is pretty darn simple. Using the single page-shaped button here on the right side of the steering wheel, you can browse through your random trip info, your drive modes, your fuel economy, as well as navigation directions, a compass, and a small little screen that lets you make sure that all of your ADAS systems are working. And in order to turn those ADAS systems on, the buttons are located over here on the left for both lane keep assist and blind spot monitoring, whereas the adaptive cruise control is handled entirely through, again, the right side of the steering wheel. And that, my friends, is a quick look at the tech in the 2019 Kia Optima SX. Don't forget to read the full written review over at theroadshow.com.